Great, we're working. Hello, and thank you for joining us on this momentous occasion as we gather to celebrate the groundbreaking of our new autonomous RCMP detachment. I am Nicole McDonald, the proud mayor of the City of Pitt Meadows. I acknowledge with tremendous respect and gratitude that we meet here today on the traditional and unceded territory of the Katzie First Nation. I would like to invite Chief Grace George and Damien George to provide a welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. I first of all thank you, the City of Pitt Meadows and Mayor McDonald for the invitation to come and start today's event off in a good way. I'd like to acknowledge that we are gathered today on the unceded ancestral territory of Katzie First Nation people. Our ancestry has occupied this land for more than 10,000 years, and it's a true honor to be able to gather to provide a protocol to ensure that we are starting this event off in the best way that we can. I'd like to invite my husband, Still Loxton, forward to join me in singing a welcome song before we get started.
Thank you, Chief George and Damien George, for starting us off in a good way and the right way. It is my absolute pleasure to welcome everyone to this historic ceremony for Pitt Meadows. Today, we officially break ground on the Pitt Meadows Autonomous RCMP detachment. In 2019, we began this journey to determine the best way forward for the RCMP in Pitt Meadows. After an extensive police service review, we made the decision to proceed with an autonomous RCMP detachment in our community. One of the City Council's top priorities is public safety. We've been proud to see the results of some major changes and enhancements in our fire service model over the last few years. Since opening the new fire hall and transitioning to a 24/7 coverage, the average response time is an astounding 2 minutes and 29 seconds, down from an average of 7 to 9 minutes. Now the City of Pitt Meadows is looking forward to providing residents with enhanced policing services in the City of Pitt Meadows. The Pitt Meadows RCMP detachment will be tailor-made to meet the unique needs of our community of almost 20,000 residents and will provide a number of enhancements to public safety. It will provide faster response times and enhance police visibility and interaction. The detachment will build trust and community confidence as the community gets to know our incredible police officers. We will be able to increase the number of officers from 2 per shift to 5 dedicated to the City of Pitt Meadows, with all of the officers working out of our local detachment and getting to know our community and its very unique needs. And importantly, a Pitt Meadows detachment will provide incredibly improved return on the city's significant investment in policing services. I would like to acknowledge Mayor Dingwall and the previous City Council for their commitment to this important project. The extensive work towards an improved public safety and improved policing in Pitt Meadows cannot go unrecognized. Thank you. The beautiful building you will see soon behind me in the coming months will be 19,000 square feet and will provide the RCMP with all the necessary amenities to operate within our community. It will have dedicated volunteer and flex space and include mass timber structures components in the lobby. And thanks to our incredibly prudent and exceptional finance and engineer staff and planning staff, this building is being funded without a property tax increase. I would like to sincerely thank the Ridge Meadows RCMP who have supported us in this decision since the beginning. Thank you very much for joining us for this ceremony, and I would like to invite Chief George back to say a few words. We are so proud to work together, as it is important that we enhance public safety and collaborate and work together for the betterment of both of our communities. Chief George.
Thank you. I first of all just wanted to acknowledge the hard work and the dedication to see this initiative through. I had the privilege of working with the previous council under Mayor Dingwall's leadership and was able to provide some really detailed input into the needs of our own community, Katesay First Nation. And it really set the ground for developing a strong relationship with the RCMP detachment and enhanced the needs of not only Pitt Meadows, but for the needs of Katesay First Nation as well. And it's my firm belief that anything good comes from a place of home. Anything strong and meaningful comes from a place of home. And this detachment is going to provide that. It's going to provide a home for the RCMP to continue to provide the vast protection and serve our communities the way that our members deserve to be served. Served with protection, served with community understanding, and building upon the strengths that currently exist. I'm very proud and honored to have been able to participate in this project. Very humbled and happy to see the groundbreaking ceremony happen today. I know that the future use of this building and the growth of the detachment is going to service us all. And it goes without saying, the protection that we all have with the RCMP is unmeasurable. I joke when my husband and I watch scary movies, and I always say I would make the worst RCMP officer. I would be saying, I am not going in there. I'm sorry. So I raise my hands. I would run the other. He says I would run the other way. Some things I am fearless at. Some things I am fearful of. I just would like to take this opportunity to raise my hands to everyone who comes forward to provide this type of protection to our community. It takes a really special kind of person to be able to put your strength and your gift forward to protect us all. Strangers, but you are family to us. And so, thank you. So I just wanted to take a moment in my reflection this morning to acknowledge your dedication and everything that you bring to serve our community with your heart and your spirit and everything that it requires for you to do your job, your courage, your bravery. I admire that. And so with that, I know we have a busy schedule. I would just like to raise my hands to each of you for coming forward and being here to share this blessing today.
Thank you very much, Chief George. Next, I would like to, we do have an invitation for MP Mark Dalton to speak. I don't believe he is here this afternoon. So we will now move on to our provincial partners who have worked steadfast and shoulder to shoulder with us in this endeavor. So I'd like to welcome Thera Gillies to come and speak on behalf of Minister Farnworth and our MLA Minister Lisa Bair. Welcome.
Thank you, Mayor. I first want to acknowledge as well that we are gathering here today on the unceded and traditional territory of the Katzie First Nation. Thank you. MLA Bair sends her regrets. She tried to get here, but unfortunately the fog had other plans and kept her in Victoria today. But I'm honored to share her words on her behalf. This is an exciting day for our community as we transition to an autonomous RCMP detachment. Here we are at the official groundbreaking. Pitt Meadows is a special place. It's a small town, a great community with amazing people. This new detachment will provide an invaluable resource and allow for the unique needs of our community to be met. To have our own RCMP detachment, we'll have police officers who live in the community they serve. And that's so important for our shared goal of strengthening public safety right here in Pitt Meadows. This new detachment is one of many projects across BC that our government has greenlit to improve services and ensure they meet the evolving needs of communities. Thank you to Chief George, Mayor McDonald, Chief Superintendent Thiessen for your leadership on this project that I know will be so important to our community for years to come. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much, and I cannot state enough the advocacy from MLA Bair as well as the province in ensuring that we step forward with the RCMP as well as work together to ensure there was always effective and enhanced policing in Pitt Meadows. Next, I would really like to honor and welcome Chief Superintendent Jeanette Thiessen to the podium.
Good afternoon. I am Chief Superintendent Jeanette Thiessen, and I'm the officer in charge of the Operations Strategy Branch for the BC RCMP. First off, I would like to extend a thank you to the Mayor and Council of Pitt Meadows for asking me to speak on this monumental day for the City of Pitt Meadows and the RCMP. I am honored and truly humbled to share this defining moment in RCMP history with all of you. For those of you who don't know me, Ridge Meadows RCMP was my first posting out of depot in 1996. I served both communities for the first 7 years of my service, with the majority of my shifts policing Pitt Meadows and neighboring Maple Ridge from 200th Street to 216th Street. During this time, I worked for His Worship, retired RCMP Chief Superintendent Bill Dingwall. I was the best constable you had. My love of this community and the people that lived in it made me choose Pitt Meadows as home for my daughter and I. She went to elementary and high school here. I enjoyed policing Pitt Meadows so much when the opportunity presented itself. I returned here as the corporal in charge of community policing in 2007, or as many referred to me during this time as the sheriff of Pitt Meadows. I can honestly say this was the highlight of my career for many reasons, but I will give you my top two. The first is professional. I was in charge of running the Community Policing Committee, and we were the first ever to have the Katzie First Nations join us at the table. They helped provide invaluable input, insight, and guidance into our community and their community. I am forever grateful to have had the opportunity to listen, to learn, and work together on important community issues. The second highlight was having my daughter walk from Pitt Meadows Elementary to the community policing office, which is still here, across the parking lot to help Keith and the volunteers hand out candy to the children who would stop by to say hello on their way home after school. This community is amazing. As an officer and a mother who has had these opportunities where I live, I am forever grateful for these memories. And I like to sidebar a little bit, but I have to say, Staff Sergeant Theorette and I, when we arrived at the Pitt Meadows Community Policing Office, a little boy who was probably 3 years old, wiped the license plate of one of the police vehicles with his toque. How amazing is that? That's this community. I share my journey with you because when Mayor Dingwall and Council approached the BC RCMP to look at deintegration from Maple Ridge, the nature of my current position landed me in the role as your project lead. Professionally and personally, as a resident, I understood and understand the reasons behind the decisions which have brought all of us here today. Pitt Meadows is a unique community in the Lower Mainland District. And when people ask me where I live, I call it a hidden gem within an urban jungle. The policing needs of this community are as unique as the landscape around us that geographically defines this city. My job with my team was to provide sound rationale to the provincial government that the model agreed upon by your mayor and council and the Minister of Public Safety ensure adequate and public safety to all of us residents. And us means me too. The plan outlines the necessity for community engagement within the policing model, which defines the new Pitt Meadows RCMP. When I mentioned earlier this defining moment in RCMP history, it is because the deintegration of Pitt Meadows from Maple Ridge is the first. It is a first for the RCMP. The independence of a Pitt Meadows RCMP is possible due to the dedication, hard work, and commitment of everyone standing here today. The success of the Pitt Meadows RCMP will be moved forward by the people we see both in and out of uniform around me right now. From my personal perspective and in my professional opinion, I can confidently say your officer in charge of Ridge Meadows Detachment, Superintendent Wendy Mehat, your Pitt Meadows Sheriff, I'm handing the torch over to you, Staff Sergeant Michelle Luca. You will lead us into the next phase, which includes enjoying this amazing detachment once it is built. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here and speak with you today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chief Superintendent Tyson. I think everybody could be able to reflect here how many full circle moments are happening here. Your Worship, Mayor Dingwall being Jeanette Tyson's boss, and the involvement with Katzie First Nation, and it's just truly, absolutely a special, special day as we look to enhance policing here in Pitt Meadows. Also, I cannot agree more on how special and unique this community is. It is my absolute pleasure as well to invite ACOM, Maureen Levy, to the podium to say a few words.
Thank you very much. It's truly a pleasure to be here today. I can tell you that our ethos in the Lower Mainland and the RCMP writ large is people first, one big team. And the people first, one big team is comprised of police officers, community members, the detachment personnel, and when we all work together, there's nothing that we cannot do better. And I'm really privileged to be here today. I want to thank Your Worship, Mayor Dingwall, yourself, Mayor McDonald, for being here today and for inviting me. It's truly a pleasure. I've been back in the Lower Mainland for just over 4 years, and I'm truly privileged to lead the Lower Mainland District for public safety, and that is also taking care of our members internally and all of our employees internally, because health and welfare of our communities and our police officers and support staff is really, really important to me. And I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge Wendy's contribution and JT's contribution to the autonomous detachment that we're going to break ground here on today. Wendy is an incredible leader. She leads with her heart. And what I'm most proud of in the organization is the way that we create relationships with everybody that comes in our path, or we go look to create a relationship, because we cannot do it by ourselves. And Wendy and her team espouses the core values and also the relationship building that she has created at this detachment, not just for Ridge Meadows and now the autonomous Pitt Meadows detachment, but what she does for all of our communities in the Lower Mainland and beyond. She is a force to be reckoned with. I'm privileged to learn from her and learn from the mayor and the council, and there's no place that I would rather be this morning or this afternoon than be here. And thank you from the bottom of my heart for making a difference to everyone, because what you do matters, and we're better for it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Assistant Commissioner. I think there's a theme here. We're here to break ground on a building, but this is really about the people and the tremendous people that we are shoulder to shoulder with here today. It as well, that was a phenomenal introduction, but I cannot say enough about our officer in charge, Superintendent Wendy Mehat, and the incredible leader, human being, person she is, and that I have the pleasure to work side by side with. So welcome, Wendy.
Thank you, Mayor McDonald, and also thank you to your council and to also our former mayor, Building Wall. Thank you for this invitation and for the opportunity to take part in our groundbreaking ceremony today. This day marks a truly significant piece of history for the RCMP and what will be the future autonomous Pitt Meadows RCMP. When I arrived in Ridge Meadows and took on the role as the officer in charge 3 years ago, I found the Ridge Meadows RCMP to be a very unique blend of policing for the communities of Maple Ridge, Pitt Meadows, but also the Katzie First Nation. It became apparent to me right away how supportive the city of Pitt Meadows was towards their police and how much they value their RCMP, but also how much they value community-based policing. I knew right away that being a part of the Ridge Meadows deintegration project was going to be a unique and historic opportunity for our police officers, both of our cities and our councils. And I was really incredibly honored to have that opportunity to work with the Ops Strategy Branch through Chief Superintendent Jeanette Thyssen, but also through the Lower Mainland District's support through ACOM Levy and Superintendent Joe Fortin. I continue to look forward to working with our community members here, our mayor and council, our RCMP headquarters, and also our very own Ridge Meadows RCMP members to build a strong and autonomous Pitt Meadows RCMP that's very community-led and driven. I can honestly say that myself and members of my leadership team, Inspector Martin Gay and Inspector Adam Gander, who's hiding somewhere in the back there, and Michelle Luca, who's up here with us, Staff Sergeant Luca, we've actually never been a part of a groundbreaking ceremony, especially one where a new detachment's being built. So this is a very proud and exciting moment. Even though our hands are freezing and cold, we're excited to see other people use the shovel because my hands don't work, so this is going to be great. Thank you so much for your trust and support in the RCMP as we move forward to build the future Pitt Meadows RCMP. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Superintendent Mehat. So we are almost to the last stage, the actual digging and lifting of some dirt. There are a few people and really general that haven't been spoken of here today. It really does take a community. It takes just really a village to come to this point. So we're probably remiss in a few people we haven't mentioned here, but I cannot say enough about the City of Pitt Meadows staff that have led us here today to this place, as well as so many in the RCMP. I see Joe Fortin in there, who we met tirelessly with meetings on the transition committee, as well as our community members, my council colleagues, City of Maple Ridge, Katzie First Nation. This truly is unprecedented to get to this point as we proudly get to house the RCMP in a unique Pitt Meadows owned detachment and truly serve the needs of our community. So it is my absolute pleasure to invite Chief George as well as Superintendent Jeanette Thyssen. We're going to break some ground here now.
Can we share for sure? Do you have citizens RCMP in badges? But you don't have some people would like to support RCMP. I got fire. This has got a nice one.